Greetings, everyone, and welcome to Chant A Psalm A. We are here today again live. It is half hour after the hour. So, yeah, we are here, everybody. And we're going to give thanks for this day because this is the day that the goodness and righteousness and mercy has made. What happened to my light? What happened to my light? And because of that fact, right, we have an advocate. Yeah, we have an advocate. And the psalm today speaks of that advocacy that we have. So thanks for joining Chant A Psalm A. Thanks for being here. We are here today again live. It's, I believe it's Wednesday. We're in the middle of the days. And there was an earthquake. Greetings, El Sue of love. And you're up early. Gratitude, great gratitude for the Most High daily. The psalm today is great is righteousness. So we are grateful for the graciousness. But yeah, you're up early. There. Thanks for liking the video. There is a 7 point something earthquake that hit Tibet around that area. So, those are sacred places. So when we see these earthquakes in these places, it's telling us something. And when I got up and looked at the psalm, it really resonates with that. And, there's a lot of things going on in creation and in the world, period, that we have to step away from and look at with real reality glasses. We have to. So let me get my tea and we're gonna get started. Okay, let's get started. I got myself set up here. There we go. Okay, I'm getting ready to travel again. So, yeah, this is trying to get everything together for that has been something else. Because I had a friend visiting, so I had like 3 days of no work, just visiting, and it kind of, But I was pleased. I was glad that I had my friend come to visit. I guess got to meet them for the first time in my hometown, so that was a good thing, and I'm glad about that. So we are here today again live on the tube And I got my hot tea. I hope everybody's doing good today as we um, get into this the days ahead. Okay, the days ahead. Um, I looked at the psalm today, and I must say, when I saw that the weather the weather has turned in this way, I gotta go do laundry at the laundromat. They open at 7, I believe. So I'm gonna go down there soon. But we're gonna finish this up. This is Psalm 35 is about 28 verses, right? But I've read Psalm 35. You can go and look at my channel and see Psalm 35. But Psalm 35 is about how great, as we see here in El Su's comments, great gratitude. Not just gratitude, but specifically defining in a descriptive way what that is. So we got that adjective, right? It's a describing word telling us what that looks like. And it's great. It's great because it is powerful. It's powerful because it is a source of the creation that we are in and that we dwell within our physical beings. Okay, we have that from somewhere. Some people may, not believe it's from, wherever, but it's from somewhere. Whether you think it's from aliens or you came from whatever, but it's come from somewhere. And that somewhere is righteous. It's good. That's what makes it different than any other source that people may look to as adulating or worshiping, right? So I ask that the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart is acceptable in the sight of what is righteous. Because when I looked at the word today is wonderful. Wonderful. So things may not be wonderful for you. Things may be you may be going through something that may be adverse. I know from experience, 6 months ago, my dad passed away. And it doesn't seem very long. My mom and I were talking yesterday, and it just seems like yesterday. So 1,000 years, maybe one day in the sight of the righteousness of the Most High. And a one day may be like 1,000 years. So time is very simple, but yet it's complex, right? We can't get it back. Whatever that I'm being captured now on my live is going to be recorded, and it's going to be, you can listen to it again, in other words. So, but time is given, and we have to make sure we are using our time wisely. We are getting enough rest. We are giving ourselves that love and that kindness for ourselves. So when I looked at the word today, and it's brought to us by a psalm. The word today, wonderful, is brought to us by Psalm 139, verse 14. And Psalm 139, verse 14, looks at each individual as fearfully and wonderfully made. And that is the reason of the adulation. That's the reason of giving thanks. That's the reason of doing good. That's the reason of, making melody in a harmonic pattern to that one that gives and provides all that internal sustenance of I am blessed. Or instead of using the word blessed, let's go deeper. I am gifted. I am talented. I am worthy. I'm valued. I am me. I am I. So Psalm 139, verse 14, really kind of buffets this, buttresses really this word today, wonderful. And I'm going to begin with the word wonderful because for January 8th today, some people are having birthdays this month. Happy, um, thankful birthdays to everyone in January who's having birthdays. My son, who passed, he would have been 34 years old. He just had a birthday on the 4th, 4 days ago. And that was significant. And it was good to have my friend with me during during that time that, I remember my son. So, yeah, so happy, bless, um, we're thankful for, having another full, um, 12 months. I'm on a 13-month calendar, so but, everyone is on that 12 months. So in this word, wonderful, wonderful, uh, wonderful, wonderful, the, the, the spaces we occupy, okay, is truly wonderful. The spaces we occupy. It speaks of the world, but I look at the spaces in where we occupy, that we create our world. Some people say you're in your own world, right? Because what's out in the world is contrary to what you are, maybe, and you want to create your space. So the word wonderful, speaks, anything can be awe-inspiring when I see the world as a wonderful place. And not the world, but the spaces that we create in the world, because the world is corrupt. Okay? dailyword.com. I'm going to tell you now. The world has gone mad. And I look at the news the day after, and I'm in awe. It says awe-inspiring when you see the world as a wonderful place, but the world is not a wonderful place. So the awe-inspiring is like, what the heck is happening in the world? So you have to create your space, okay? And your space that you create is going to catch a fire, and others are going to follow suit and create those spaces of love and kindness and mercy, compassion, grace, and all of the attributes that people in religiosity is supposed to be about. But they're caught up, some of them, not all, not any of you out there, but some folks are caught up in the religiosity of discrimination, homophobia, racism, classism, misogyny, and it's just this list of a litany of, things that divide instead of the differences colliding in a collaborative way. So in the word today, wonderful, anything can be awe-inspiring when you create that space for the goodness. So everything feels fresh and new when I behold that goodness in all things, right? Because all things are working together for your good. So beholding righteousness in all things, even though it's a turmoil, even though it's a earthquake 7.1 on the Richter scale, even though there's fires happening in California and it's burning down, even though these things are happening, you are beholding the righteousness of goodness, of grace that is of the Most High within all of that. Yeah. So I see the presence of righteousness in the artistry and creativity of human made creations. Okay, I just gave one of my Black Mermaid paintings, an original painting, to my friend that visited me for 3 days. And in giving that painting to her and to her son, both of them, I gave the painting to, and her mom, their family, her and her family. It signifies a special thank you for the sacrifice of enjoying the island. And it's a special sacrifice because it takes a lot to get here. Okay, it's not cheap. In other words, it takes a lot to get to these islands. I gotta plug this fan in. So it's not, cheap. So I am tremendously grateful for visitors I am tremendously grateful for visitors who come, especially friends that I have not met, like El Sue. I haven't met you in person. I would love to meet you and to be in your space. Oops, what's happening? And to be in your space and to share that space. Wonderful place, as the word wonderful is about, right? Because when you commune, when two or more are gathered, there is the goodness and grace of righteousness. So my friend doesn't know the significance, I don't think. I can't judge people and say what they know. But I know how significant it was for me, for my friend visiting. It was healing. It healed, and it's a platonic friendship of friends. It's good to have a friend. It's good to have someone who's got your back. My friend checked my Jeep, and I didn't have to pay for anything. They paid for everything, and it was healing because when my son passed, my dad passed, financially, when things like that happen, it's a set, I don't want to say back, but it sets you financially in a hard place, believe it or not. So with that, it was comforting that I didn't have to give out anything. When my dad passed, I had people calling me for money. Like, what? My dad just passed. What do you do? What are you asking me for $200? Whatever it was. And my dad just passed. So it's really says and speaks to what a person is about. And my friend, it's good to have friends that put righteousness before self. You know what I mean? That they do that. And and knowing that things are not personal that I may do, that I'm healing. When somebody is grieving, and I just found a book, it's the 7 stages of grief. This is what's going on. And this can last for a long time. So having a good friend during that time is important. And that's what's wonderful about the word today. Wonderful because we create that space. My friend created that space. I tried to create that space for them as well. Now, that's beholding goodness in all things and seeing the presence of that righteousness in artistry, my painting that I gave as a gift. And I marvel at the beauty of diversity. This is what the word today, wonderful, I'm reading it here. I marvel at the beauty of diversity in the animal kingdom and the beauty of the natural world. So looking at the beauty of the habitation of creation, right? In that naturalistic space is awe inspiring. And it reads, every day becomes a celebration when I take time to fill my senses with appreciation of the world's wonders. During moments of quiet contemplation, I also appreciate the wonders of my righteous life. In communication with that righteousness, I find the glory of it. And I find that glory of it anew and grow in appreciation for the love and tranquility of mind and calmness of mind and perfection of the divine. I'm grateful for all the wonders that I see in the natural world and that what I create with my human made creations. Okay. My black mermaid, all of the wonderful artwork that I do. I'm not the best artist, but I am uh what kind of artist? I'm an emerging, right? I'm emerging. My art teacher, Lisa Eitri, shout out to Miss Eitri. She says, I thought you were going to be an artist, a visual artist, and that's what she wanted me to be. And my uncle, some people wanted me to be an actress and be on All My Children. I was on All My Children for a little bit, 4 shows, and it was boring. Look, I can't sit there waiting. I can't do it. So everyone wants what they want for you, but you have to want what you want for you. And right now in my life, I belong to the righteousness of the Most High. That's who I belong to. And you have to come with that with me. I am very brutal when it comes to righteousness before self. So every day becomes a celebration when I take time to fill my senses with appreciation of the spaces I create. During moments of quiet contemplation, I also appreciate the wonders of this righteous life. Living a good life, in other words, right? So that is our word today, wonderful, brought to us by Psalm 139, verse 14. I praise you. What does that translate to be? I give adulation to the one almighty, most wonderful of all. For all of I and I, have been fearfully and wonderfully made. Okay? And because of that, the wonderfulness, wonderful is the works. And I know very well. So Psalm 139 is supporting the word today, wonderful, and it has 2 wonderful words in it. I'm fearfully and wonderfully made, and wonderful are the works of righteousness. And it's wonderful to be able to breathe. Yes, it's wonderful to be able to breathe. So I'm thankful for this word today. Wonderful. And the verse today, when I looked at the verse today, we're almost at the top of the hour. We're going to be ending soon. But seek good, not evil, that you may live. Then the righteousness of the Almighty will be with you. So this word today, this verse today rather, really kind of jumps off from the word today, wonderful. Because the word today, wonderful, looks at that feeling of fresh and new, that you're beholding that righteousness in all things. And you're grateful for all the wonderful works. So wonderful, the word today and the verse today coming from Amos chapter 5, verse 14 to 15. I love Amos. I had a brother named Amos. But Amos chapter 5, verse 14 to 15, seek good, not evil, that you may live. Then the righteousness of the Most High will be with you, just as you always talk about the Most High is. Do not love evil, love good. Maintain justice in the courts. Perhaps righteousness of the Most High will have mercy on the remnant of Joseph. And it speaks of will have mercy. So that righteousness of God, people call God Lord Jesus, Jehovah, however you want to call that, that is merciful. It's going to have mercy on specifically the remnant of Joseph. Because Joseph, you know what happened to him. Read it. Look at the story of Joseph and Jacob. So the verse today, coming from Amos, really has legs to stand on and is holding up this word wonderful. And then when I slide on over here to the Psalm, great is righteousness, it just is the icing on the cake and it's ready to present. Because the Psalm today, 35, is about how great the righteousness of the Most High is. So, read it. Is that rain? Okay, read that. So this is, I'm going to read this really fast though, really fast. So listen up, because I'm going to translate as I'm not going to make comments about it, but listen carefully. Verse 1, and I ask that the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart, of all our hearts, be acceptable in the sight of all that is righteous, of all that is good and kind and merciful, that is of the Most High. So verse 1, ready? Go. Contend, O righteousness, with those who contend with I and I. Fight against those who fight against I and I. Take hold of shield and buckler and rise for I and I strength. Draw the spear and javelin against I and I pursuers. Speak to I and I life, that righteousness is the salvation, the future. Let ones be put to shame and dishonor that seek after I and I life. My financial life, my private life, my any life. I said I wasn't going to comment, but thanks for liking the video. Let those be turned away and disappointed who devise evil against me. Let those be as chaff before the wind, with the angel of righteousness driving them away. Let the way be dark, depressive, and slippery, with the angel of righteousness pursuing those ones who want to seek after my life. For without cause they hid a net for I and I. Without cause they dug a pit for I and I. Let destruction come upon ones when one does not know it, when they are not even least expecting it. Let the net that ones hid ensnare ones themselves. Let them fall into that same net that they hid for someone else, to their own destruction. Then I and I life will rejoice in the righteousness, exulting in the salvation that's the future. All I and I bones are going to speak. O righteousness, who is as you, delivering the poor from the one who is too strong for them, the poor and needy from the one that robs them? Verse 11, malicious witnesses rise up and ask of things that I do not know. These malicious witnesses repay I and I evil for good. I and I life is bereft. However, when these ones were sick and they were hurting, I wore sackcloth. I afflicted myself with fasting. I communed with righteousness with a bowed head on my chest. I went about as though I grieved for a friend or a brother or sister, or one who laments his mother. I bowed down in mourning. Okay? This was what I did for those who, you know, did these bad things to me. I didn't go and do bad to them. I did these things. I went in mourning. I cried. I grieved for my friend or my brother or my sister or my dad or whoever. Verse 15. However, at I and I stumbling, these folks rejoiced and gathered together against I and I. Wretches whom I did not know, tore at I and I without ceasing, as profane mockers at a feast, gnashing at I and I with their teeth. So, verse 17, how long, O righteousness, will righteousness look on? Rescue I and I from the destruction, I and I precious life from the beasts. You know, I and I will give thanks to that righteousness in the great gathering, in the mighty throng. I will give adulation and chant and give music and make melody with the harmonic pattern. So let not those that rejoice over I and I, who are wrongfully I and I foes, you know, there it's a wrong thing to be my foe, my enemy. They're wrongfully my foe. And let not those wink the eye. You know, people go and they wink an eye. That's because they hate I without a cause. You know, for these ones do not speak tranquility of mind or love. They don't speak that. But however, against those who are quiet in the land, these ones devise words of deceit. Okay. Verse 21. These ones are opening wide their mouths against I and speaking, aha, we see you. We see you. You got your hair wrapped. What are you doing? We see you. What you know. In verse 22 now, righteousness have seen and is not going to be silent and is not far from I, because that righteousness lives within, right? So it's not far, according to verse 22. Verse 23, awake and rouse righteousness. Rouse the righteousness for I vindication, for I cause. I righteousness, I God and Lord, that is I righteousness. Vindicate I, O righteousness, according to I righteousness, and let those folks who trying to be deceitful not rejoice over I. Verse 25, let those folks not speak in their hearts, our heart's desire. Let these folks not speak that they have swallowed I up. So verse 26, let ones be put to shame. Remember I talked about this. When people say it's a shame, it's because they don't realize that is where the wicked is going to be held, in shame. The righteous are always rejoicing. Okay? So let I be, let them who are devising these, wickedness be put to shame and disappointed altogether, who rejoice when I fall, who rejoice at a calamity happening. They're going to be clothed. These ones that, are rejoicing over my hurt and pain, they're going to be clothed with shame and dishonor, who magnify themselves against I. Okay? In verse 27, these are the final two verses. Let ones who delight in righteousness shout for joy and be glad. Remember I said that. The wicked are ashamed, but the righteous are rejoicing all the time, and they're happy and satisfied in what they have. They're not like, oh, I need this. Oh, I need that. The righteous are satisfied. The wicked always want something more and more and more. So in verse 27, we see that those that delight in their righteousness and in the righteousness of the Creator, they shout for joy and they're glad and they speak, great is the righteousness of the Lord, of the Most High, who delights in the welfare of the servants of righteousness, those who serve righteousness, that great is the Most High. That Most High delights in the welfare of those that serve the Most High. Welfare meaning their well-being. They're going to be taken care of, right? And then I and I tongue shall tell of the righteousness of the Most High because of these being rescued. How wonderful and how great it is to be able to breathe. Start there and then move into the goodness of accepting yourself as righteousness and goodness and mercy, putting that before yourself. So if you see a garbage on the street, you're walking over it, that righteousness that you put before yourself is going to pick it up. But that self-righteous is going to say, I didn't put it there. I'm not picking that up. I didn't drop that there. That's self-righteous. But when you put righteousness before self, you're going to stop and pick up that trash and wipe your hands after. You know what I mean? So in verse 28, your tongue shall tell of the righteousness and your adulation all day long. So as you're walking down the street and you see trash on the ground and you pick it up, that's what that means all day long. Every step you take. When you're breathing, you're thankful. Have you ever stopped and listened to your breath? Listen to yourself breathing? Listen to that one time, and you will be amazed at what you discover. Listen to yourself breathe. Just listen. So Selah and Selah again. That's been the psalm today. We're on the top of the hour, y'all. So wherever you are in the world, it is the hour, 5 after that. Whether it's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, or 11. Okay? It's about 5 after the hour. So that has been the psalm today. Great is righteousness. Okay? You are the good soil. Remember that. You're planting that goodness into that good soil on the inside. Okay? People decorate themselves. They do all kinds of stuff with their outside, but not anybody out there. But they don't feed that inner life. We have a life inside of us, and some people's life inside of them are dead. They've died. They may have lost a loved one, and that life inside of them went with the loved one. And the loved one can't rest because they're not fully living themselves. So we have to let our loved ones rest in the ancestral life. We can't be here in the living life crying, sad, suffering, anxious, depressed, jealous, envious, insecure. We cannot live in those spaces. We have to come out of those spaces so that the ancestral life can be able to be in that ancestral life without having to be pulled into this living life with our trauma and drama. Okay? So our ancestral life, our ancestral heritage, and that ancestral life wants to live and do what they need to do. They're doing a job too now. Okay? Yeah. Ancestors means angels, right? There are angels. So when we look at them in that way, we will be more respectful of ourselves because we're like, oh my goodness, we're being watched. We got an angel watching over you. Yes. So that is our psalm today. Have a blessed day, everyone. Go out there and breathe the wonderfulness of life, because great is the righteousness of the goodness and mercy that is of God. So we give thanks for this day. I am thankful for this day as I get ready to travel. You know, so many things are happening on the plane, and I fly a lot. That's why even though I'm getting my own plane, it's still dangerous. Even though you get your own car, it's dangerous. Your own house is dangerous. It's dangerous. So you have to stay in the goodness and the mercy of God, of righteousness, of the Most High. You know, Jesus, Jehovah, Yahweh, is the way. So we have to stay within that. We have to know that I received that Elsu. We have to know that it's the pilot, it's the skies, it's the weather, it's all of it that is controlled by what I call that goodness and mercy and grace. And whatever that is going to look like and what that outcome is in traveling, that's it. You just have to travel with a sense of tranquility of mind, okay? Tranquility of mind. So I'm teaching at two different universities now. I got another gig, another teaching gig. Yay! So I'm teaching at Texas Women's University. TWU, T-Dub, that's my alma mater. I got 4 degrees from that place. 4. A bachelor's, 2 masters, and a PhD. 4 degrees from Texas Women's University. So I'm glad that they offered me this little gig for the semester. We'll see where it goes. Things. That's how you grow. You plant that good seed. Check out Amanda Seals. She has her full show Monday through Wednesday, 10 a.m. Eastern Time. She's live. Go check out Amanda Seals. Okay. So, and I guess she's in California because it's 10 o'clock. It's 10 o'clock there. It's 4 hours difference. So she's live. And
you can catch Monday through Wednesday, 10 a.m. Eastern at YouTube Amanda Seals TV. Then you missed us talking about how the CIA was stalking Latino leaders. Did you know that? You also missed us giving a little bit of background on Trudeau heading out of Toronto, aka Canada, because he said he's resigning. We also talked about Biden saying that he is removing medical debt from credit reports, but of course, these folks still have time to reverse it, so we'll see how that goes. We also did a little bit of talking about Skip Bayless, but not too much because I could care less. And we talked about Generation Beta, which is 2025 to 2039. They're considered the AI generation. And I say, you know what? Even though they say AI is going to replace certain jobs, I gave a list of black jobs that AI can never replace. So we talked about all of that. And we had my sister, Netta Mays, who is a registered dietitian, and she joined us to talk about healthy habits that we can employ to make sure that our bodies are doing what they do in 2025, because we got to care not just for our mental health but also our physical health, because these bodies are what are holding our souls, and our souls is what's going to keep us growing and going. Remember, Views from Mandaland is every Monday through Wednesday live on YouTube, Amanda Seals TV, 10 a.m. Eastern. Tomorrow we have Roy Wood Jr. and Laura Chung. It's going to be a blast. I'll see you there.
So yeah,
it's a shame so many people
look at Amanda Seals TV Monday through Wednesday. Check out Amanda Seals. Okay, she is uncovering, discovering, and recovering our black experience and our black story. So have a blessed day, everyone. I wanted to shout out to Amanda because I want to get her to the VI. She's going to come into the VI and do a show, okay? Yes, I'm trying to get that together. I want an opening act to open up for her. And we're going to try to get it together. My uncle, he would organize music festivals. Oh my gosh. So I'm channeling that energy. I want to get that done. So have a blessed day, everyone. And remember, stand in love. Don't fall in it. It can hurt. It can hurt. Stand in it, where you can have a sense of where you're going and what you're looking at. Okay, don't get caught up in the physicalities of life. Remember. Give thanks, everyone. Have a blessed day. I got my candle. Guess what I'm gonna try to do? Make some candle with my oil. Hint, hint, hint. We're going all the way with this oil, Elsu, okay? So, have a blessed day. Have a good day. Remember, stand in love. Don't fall in it. Yes. Thanks for liking this video too. I love it. And chant a psalm a day. Let me tell you, it keeps the foolishness away. We chant a psalm a day. Have a beautiful day, everyone. Okay, I got a new batch coming. It's coming for you, Elsu. Take good care. I'm gonna call you.